Well, here we are. Welcome back to the channel. It is I, Fonz the Falco. Listen, I hope you guys are having a good time. Thank you for checking out another video on this channel. I know some spacing out here with some videos here and there too. Been a while since I posted even a short on here, but I saw this on the internet. I saw people talking about it, and I wanted to take part in it. That is the famous 100 men versus one gorilla debate. It started off with a simple tweet, and since then we've seen a bunch of TikToks and edits and posts about like who they have on this team. And look, this is coming out on Monday, so the whole weekend I spend the time making a list of who I would have drafted up to fight this one gorilla. And the team I put is actual people. I didn't put any cartoons, just to let you guys know. You can make a case for some cartoons, but if this was an actual real thing that happened, here's the 100 actual men I would put on here. And for some, I considered some errors of certain people, but again, they are human beings. So again, no cartoons, but there were errors of certain people when you go to the wrestlers, for example, on here. And because I like organization, I did organize them after I made the 100 of like the section of the NFL players, NBA, some professional wrestlers, fighters, and one of an etc., which is like some random ones I put on here. That'd be the most ridiculous video I've ever done here. But without further ado, here's my list of the 100 men I came up with to fight one gorilla, and I think would actually win this one with ease. Maybe. All along, comment down below, who would you put on this team? But let's just get right into it. Now let's get to the NFL section. Right away, the first four I put on here was the Legion of Boom starting secondary of Cam Chancellor, Earl Thomas, Richard Sherman, and Brandon Browner. I mean, Cam Chancellor, if you know, you know. That guy was an absolute nut job, hard-hitting safety. He was an easily kind of putting on here on this list. He was one of the first people on here. And then I had to put his other teammates on here as well with Earl Thomas, another great safety. That safety was incredible. And the two corners, Brandon Browner and Richard Sherman. I think the four of them would actually do a lot of damage here, so that was easily in my four. Now for the fifth slot, I did put another member of the Legion of Boom, and that was Bobby Wagner. He was a core part of that Seattle defense during the day, also the middleman in that defensive spot, so obviously he gets a spot on here as well. So we got 5 Seattle Seahawks from the Legion of Boom to start off. And again, I didn't put these in a specific order, but those 5 I did put off right off the bat. Then I went to number 6. I added Ronnie Lott, the old school safety from the San Francisco 49ers. This dude cut off a piece of his finger to continue playing a game, so easily he earns a spot on my team. Then I go to a current player, the Niners offensive lineman Trent Williams. That dude is an absolute nut job and one of the better left tackles in the NFL. I know he's a little bit older now, but prime Trent Williams, early days of the Niners, even later on with the Redskins. That guy was an absolute beast, so he easily makes it on here. That guy was fast for an offensive lineman. If you know, you know. I mean, number 8, Ray Lewis, one of my favorite Ravens of all time, but my Baltimore Ravens. Ray Lewis easily makes a spot on this team as well, too. Can you just imagine him in this fight? And, of course, I hate the Pittsburgh Steelers, but I cannot deny it. James Harrison, watch his workout videos for your younger audience out there. That dude was also a complete nut job, and that guy gave me nightmares when he went up against the Ravens. I respect the hell out of him. Easily makes a spot on this team as well. Another old school defensive player, Brian Dawkins, I put here. Weapon X for the Philadelphia Eagles. That guy was even nuttier than everybody else I previously mentioned. I also put Takeo Spikes here at number 11. If you know, you know, with his neck. That dude has like a massive neck, was like a great linebacker during the 2000s. Kind of a forgotten middle linebacker, but he makes just because of like his physical appearance, the way he looked, especially with that like no neck pretty much, or the neck was just like big. Again, if you know, you know. Really went old school with this one. Number 12, Lawrence Taylor, guy with the Giants, MVP, Defensive Player of the Year. Nut job. Even to this day, I feel like you put Lawrence Taylor out there now, could easily put some damage here against the gorilla. Number 13, he recently retired. I put Aaron Donald on here as well, so that guy was an absolute freak, one of the best modern defensive players of all time. You can make a case that he's one of the best defensive players overall now, so I put him on this list. This just sounds more and more ridiculous as I'm making it. Got a couple more NFL players on here. Ndamukong Suh at number 14. If you remember early days of Ndamukong Suh, even college in Nebraska Ndamukong Suh, that guy was also nutty, so I would put him on here as well too. That guy would also do some damage. Him and Aaron Donald, that'd be a deadly combo to fight up against the gorilla. I know they played together during the Rams in their early days, but now put him in that team, we're good so far. Another defensive lineman, Myles Garrett. I'm familiar with him because the Browns play the Ravens twice a year, and whenever they play the Browns, Myles Garrett has a field day against the Ravens offensive line. The guy's an absolute beast, and overall with that helmet he did against Mason Rudolph, he earns a spot on here as well. I had to put a Ravens offensive player on there. I mean, simply the fact that Derrick Henry's like a 6'6" running back. I know he's not really 6'6", but that guy's just a massive unit. He's a linebacker playing running back. I can easily put him on here. He do some damage right away, so he makes an appearance on here as well. Another old school linebacker recently in the Hall of Fame, Patrick Willis with the San Francisco 49ers. I wish he had a longer career, but that dude was just overall just incredible. That guy had like low body fat percentage. That guy was an absolute beast. Got 2 more spots here. Number 18, DK Metcalf. I mean, you just look at him. I mean, look. That guy's a wide receiver in the NFL. Just from that picture alone, he just makes an appearance on this list. And lastly, for the NFL spot, number 19, I put Vontae Leach, one of my favorite fullbacks. I needed to put one fullback on here, and Vontae Leach was just an animal for the Ravens. A short tenure with the Ravens, but he was like one of my favorite fullbacks, one of my favorite Ravens, so he makes an appearance on here. You got to show love to the fullbacks. You could make a case for some more, but again, I had to fill it out with some other sports, some other people on here, because a lot of other options, but this is my NFL pick here for this one. 19 Dow. A whole bunch of others to go. Now let's go to the NBA. I had an NBA section. It's not really a big NBA section, but I put a couple of people on here. First up on here, from the Malice of the Palace, I put the three main people on here: Ron Artest, Steven Jackson, and Ben Wallace. Now, Ron Artest was an absolute nut job. Great basketball player, but dude was a nut job back in the day. If you just watch the Malice of the Palace, the Pistons-Pacers brawl, you will see why I put him on this list. And Steven Jackson as well. Dude was a great NBA player, but in that brawl too, I had to put him on here. He gets a mention. He'd be a good add-on to this team. And my favorite NBA player of all time, Ben Wallace. Dude was an absolute freak. He was involved in it as well, too, as one of the starters on us here against Ron Artest. So he makes an appearance. I had to add him on here as well. And his Pistons teammate, Rasheed Wallace. That dude was also incredible, too. He also was a little bit out there also, which works perfectly on this team. I think my team so far is going to do really well. And that was 20 through 23. Now, number 24, I'm going to put Steven Adams, current player for the Houston Rockets from New Zealand. That dude is just... That dude's a beast. That dude is huge. I think he'd be a perfect spot on here too. And nobody wants to mess with this guy. This dude is tough as nails. Now, I wanted a little bit of a wild card. So 25, I put Draymond Green on this list too. You could say what you want, a little controversial here and there, but that dude is a definition of an enforcer. You got to have that type of guy on this team. I think he would cause a lot of damage in this brawl. Now, 26, an old school player, but Dennis Rodman, I had to put him on here. The Worm did all the little things for the Bulls back in the day, and even in the Pistons. You want a guy that does all the little things in this fight, too, so I had to put him on here. It's an obvious point. You had to put him in there. Now, last one, 27. Not a lot of NBA players, but I did put Russell Westbrook on there, too. That guy can cause some mind games here and there. And, again, maybe even Thunder Russell Westbrook. You can put him on there even now, current Westbrook, but he gets an appearance on here as well. Now, the MLB list, I wasn't going to put that many MLB players, but as I was thinking about it more and more, I had to put some guys on here because there's a lot of cases for some on here that you can say. Now, number 28, this is a random one, but Derek Dietrich, back in the day for the Marlins and the Reds too. Just find pictures of him doing arm curls in the dugout during a game. You understand why I put him on this list. So he's an add-on here. I also put David Ortiz on there too. Big Papi for the Red Sox. I mean, even now too, I put him on there. That dude would do some damage here as well. Now, I also put Giancarlo Stanton at number 30, but specifically Miami Marlins Giancarlo Stanton, because Yankee Stanton, he gets hurt a lot. You can say the back half of Stanton for the Yankees, but the Miami Marlins, pure MVP that time period, he would do a lot of damage in this fight. Now, 31, I put Barry Bonds. He should be in the MLB Hall of Fame. That's just my personal opinion, but that dude was a freak. One of the best MLB players of all time. I put him on this list because he would do a lot of damage as well. And also at number 32, I would put Frank Thomas. He was known as the Big Hurt. And that dude was also an animal, so I put him on this list as well. And another old school player, Jose Canseco. That dude was just out there. He still is kind of out there, so he gets an appearance here at number 33. Now, I put two more MLB slots for 34 and 35, and I had to put some players on from the 86 Mets. And the first two I thought of was Doc Gooden and Darryl Strawberry. The 86 Mets were an incredible team, but they also were a bunch of partiers, and they would probably do a lot of damage in this one as well. I could have made a case for Keith Hernandez, but I guess just kind of watching him now doing stuff with the SNY broadcast, I can't see it, but I know he probably could, but there was just so many other spots I had to put on here. I guess you could say Keith Hernandez is like the first guy off the bench if one of these guys gets hurt. So that is my list of the MLB players. I did add one NHL player here. I should have probably added a lot more, but number 36, I did put Alexander Ovechkin. That dude just broke the record for most goals overall in their career, and he played this season with a broken leg. Well, he had the broken leg, and he came back right away. That dude is tough as nails from Russia, so he'd be like a perfect add-on to this team. No doubt about it. Now, there's a section here of the fighters and pro wrestlers. Let's go to the pro wrestlers first, the WWE guys, maybe some TNA guys, who know. But there's a lot of pro wrestlers you can put on here. And number 37, the first one is easily Brock Lesnar. I think when I was even making this list, Brock Lesnar was like the number one. Like he right away before even like made a full list, Brock Lesnar was easily on there. Any era on there easily gets. I know he's a little bit controversial now currently for what's going on, but prime Brock Lesnar, I put him in this match. He could probably even take on the Gorilla by himself. Now, another era of a wrestler, 2009 Balls Randy Orton was an absolute menace. I've talked about him before. That dude was a complete psychopath in the ring. He easily gets a nod on here on this list. So 2009 Bald Randy Orton. And I also put Triple H on here at number 39, but it's specifically long-haired World Heavyweight Champion Triple H in the early 2000s. Long-haired Triple H was an absolute beast, the reign of terror, literally the man. He was literally the man, and I could put a suit on there too. Long-haired World Heavyweight Champion suited Triple H. Now 40, Hall of Pain, Mark Henry. He's named literally the world's strongest man, and you gotta put him on here too. That dude pulled a tow truck, bented frying pans, won so many strongman competitions, was an absolute beast in the ring. So Hall of Pain, Mark Henry. Now currently number 41, the current wrestler, but specifically Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. I acknowledged my Tribal Chief. He easily gets a spot on this list as well. Now for 42 and 43, it's specific eras that I grew up in wrestling. So 42, 2005 to 2006, John Cena. That dude was on the top of his game. Recently WWE champion at the time. His first world title championship run was an absolute beast. Nobody could touch Cena. He was at the top of his game. And 43 is like the same route too. 2005 SmackDown Batista with the World Heavyweight Championship. That dude had so much aura with everything. The ring, the movesets, everything. That dude was on top of his game as well. Those two on there, they easily get a spot on this list. Now, I know this guy passed away a few years ago. Rest in peace. But if it was possible, I would put New Jack in this conversation too at number 44. I can't even explain what he did because I probably would get demonetized on this channel, but just look up what New Jack did back in the day. Number 45, I'm going to put Nick Gage. That's a guy who's currently, again, I probably can't give you the details of what this guy did during his wrestling career. He still wrestles to this day, but that dude is the definition of extreme wrestler, so I would put him on here as well. Number 46, I put The Rock easily, even now, the current Rock too. No, I don't even explain more why I put him on this list. Now, 47 and 48, I put Matt and Jeff Hardy, the Hardy Boys. They're still going at it even today. They've been wrestling for so long. Jeff Hardy would probably jump off a ladder from like 3,000 feet up, and Matt Hardy would probably do the same thing too. So the Hardy Boys easily would be put on here as well. Now, 49, I'd put Ric Flair, even now, current Ric Flair, because that dude is still crazy to this day. So he easily gets a spot on here as well. Now, 50, I'm going to put Stone Cold Steve Austin, even now, current Stone Cold Steve Austin. But can you imagine prime 90s, 2000 Stone Cold? He would do some damage on here as well. 51, I put Mask Kane, not the Kane that was in the 2000s, but like the late 90s, early 2000s when Kane had the mask, when he didn't talk at all, when that dude just gave me so many nightmares as a kid. I would put him on this list as well. 52, I did put Haku on here. Now, Haku is a little bit older now, but still is one of the more toughest wrestlers of all time. If you listen to the stories about Haku, that dude is still insane to this day. Look up some Haku stuff if you have some time. Now, 53, I did put American Badass Undertaker. You can say the Deadman Persona Taker, but American Badass was like my favorite Undertaker era, in my personal opinion. The Biker Taker, I loved it a lot. That dude was tough. He's still tough today. Deadman, you can definitely make a case for it too, but if I had to pick a certain era that I want to see fight against the Gorilla, it's easily the American Badass Taker. But again, I wouldn't hate if you say the Deadman one would be perfect here as well. 54, I put Rhino because the Gore, they had one of the best spears, I think, in wrestling, in my personal opinion, so Rhino here makes an appearance. And lastly, for the wrestlers here, I did put TNA Wrestling Machine Kurt Angle. People call it Perk Angle, but now it's Peak Angle. That's what he wants to be known as now, which I like. It's fine. But TNA Wrestling Machine Peak Kurt Angle, that dude was on another level. That dude was insane in the ring and did whatever he could to get the crowd into it. Was literally a wrestling machine. And I put some UFC fighters and some boxers on here as well too. So easy 56, Floyd Mayweather, easy. I don't need to explain why I put him on here. Money Mayweather, undefeated career, easily gets a spot on here. And another one, Mike Tyson, 57. Easily I put him on here too. Even today, even current Mike Tyson, I would put here now. That dude bit off the ear of Evander Holyfield, which I almost put on here as well. But if you can bite off someone's ear during a boxing match, you can easily fight up against a gorilla. Now I'm more of an older school guy here, number 58, Dead Severin. I would put him on here. Longtime amateur fighter and then professional wrestler. One of the toughest guys overall in the fighting game here too. Old school guy, but he gets an list on here. He makes an appearance because he would do some damage also. And he recently retired, but I put Tyson Fury on here, the Gypsy King. That dude is like 6'10". That dude is huge. He's massive, and he's an incredible boxer. He doesn't look like it, but that dude is tough as nails. He easily gets an appearance on here as well. And number 60, Francis Ngannou. I don't need to explain why he needs to be put on this list because he's easily a slot on here. You could be drafted in like the top 10 if you had to make a full list of this. I also put Style Bender here, Israel Adesanya at number 61. One of my favorite fighters, I would say, in UFC. He kind of got me into watching UFC a little bit here and there, so he gets an appearance on here as well. He's more of like a skinnier guy compared to the other ones, but that dude is a great fighter, so easily. His roundhouse kicks, he would just kick the out of the gorilla here. I'm not going to curse on here on this channel. And lastly, for the fighters, number 62, John Bones Jones. Dude's a nut job. Easily put him on here. That guy scares me. Now, those were the fighters here. Again, there's definitely a lot more. You probably could put so many more on here, but again, this is just what I came up with. Again, I didn't spend a whole, I didn't go out of my way and spend hours doing it, but I did take a good hour to kind of make my whole list here. And these are the first ones that kind of popped into my head. This is the last slot here. This is you could be celebrities, some random people. They're not in a specific category. But number 63, Chuck Norris. You know the stories of Chuck Norris, one of the toughest guys on the planet. So easily Chuck Norris makes an appearance on here. Now, number 64 and 65, I don't want to botch these names, but Nikola Jokic. Not Nikola Jokic, but his brothers. The Jokic brothers. Have you seen these guys? These dudes, they scare me. So the Jokic brothers at 64 and 65, they both make an appearance on here. Now 66, it's going to be controversial, but the Rizzler. I know what you're thinking. Why is an 8-year-old kid going to be making an appearance on this list? He's not going to do anything. Just the aura himself of the Rizzler. A 30-year-old man just did the Riz face. Life's going good. Now, I wasn't going to put both of them, but I did put one. I'm going to put Big Boom AJ here at number 67. I don't want to put Big Justice because I feel like Big Justice is not going to do that well in this fight, but Big Boom AJ is going to do some damage in here. 68, Theo Von. Listen, I know he's a smaller guy. He's one of my favorite podcasts, one of my favorite comedians. Look, I feel like he's from the backwoods of Louisiana. That dude could be a little bit of a nutcase here and there, so I feel like he could do a little bit things here and there, or maybe just kind of distract the gorilla from everybody else too. I don't know. Maybe he could buy some comic relief here as well. Number 69, I'm going to go with Joe Rogan. I feel like Joe Rogan would just kind of he would talk. He would try to sit down with the gorilla and try to interview him here and probably kind of psych out the gorilla or something too. But I feel like he can do some damage as well. At number 70, this is very random, but I'm putting Mike Coulter here. He played Luke Cage in the show Luke Cage a while back too. Luke Cage was one of my favorite kind of Marvel shows during that Netflix era here. I did like that show a lot. So Mike Coulter makes an appearance on here as well. So that was 70. So we got 30 slots left. So I got some 3 sections here of 3 people, or 3 groups, I would say, for this. First group is 10 Canadian hockey fans immediately after their team loses a playoff game. Canadian hockey fans are nuts. They haven't really won a Stanley Cup in a long time, but even playoff games in general, if they lose even game 1, they go nuts. So it has to be immediately after a playoff game. Those Canadians will do some damage. Now, at the same point, the next 10, I would do 10 Knicks fans after winning a single playoff game. You saw Knicks fans last season in 2024, even now. They win game 1 of a series, they go absolutely nuts outside of MSG. So you put them in there, they would do a lot of damage. And lastly, number 10, it's going to be 10 people from the North Sentinel Island. If you know what that island is, it's a little small part off India here. It's no one can go in. If you go in there, you most likely will be captured and they'll kill you in there too. It's closed off from the public world too. No one knows what's going on inside of it. Some people have went into that island, they've gotten captured or whatever too. They've never seen again. So I feel like you could do a lot more than 10 probably, but for the final 10 spots, I had to put people from North Sentinel Island. Very random one. Again, probably the most random video I've done on here. And again, it's been a month since I posted a video on here. So what better way to do a video on this channel than doing something from the trends here. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that whole list of 100 people I would have team up to fight against a gorilla. Again, comment down below if I missed anybody. If you want to give your 100 down below, why not? Tell me how wrong I am on a certain person. Why did I add this one? Again, it could be all over the place, but I needed to make some content on this channel, and I figured why not, because this was actually kind of fun to make. But again, thank you so much for checking out this video. I got a bunch of other stuff lined up with this channel down the line, so definitely subscribe if you haven't already. I have a TikTok page, Fonz the Falco. I have a jersey page where I talk exclusive jerseys, so you want to check that out as well too. Fonz Talk Jerseys. The link for that is down below. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. We're on the road to 600 subscribers. We're getting there, too. I just hit over 700 on the Fonz Talk Jersey page. Getting the ball rolling on this channel. Ball rolling on content in general. Even with the studio, I'm doing a lot more on here. I'm doing stuff with JDF Sports now, so you want to check that out here, too. I'll link up JDF Sports down below as well. A lot of good stuff with this channel. I can't thank you guys enough for checking out everything overall, too. We got a lot more coming here, so I thank you guys. Well, that's it. I'm going to head out of here. Have a good day, good night, good evening, whenever you're watching this video, and I'll catch y'all next time. Check out everything else. I love y'all. Peace out.